Welcome to the Rusted Garden. Today I wanted to show you how to seed start basil indoors. And the first thing I wanted to show you was that there's not just one kind of basil. Most of the time you go and buy basil at a nursery or at one of the stores like Home Depot, you get green basil, large leaf green basil. There are a lot of different varieties, and there's a lot of great reasons to start your seeds indoors. Besides saving money, you get to have different varieties. This is a cinnamon basil. It's a green leaf. This is a purple Ruffle basil. Has a similar taste, but not as strong as green basil. This is lemon basil, definite lemon taste. This is a fine leaf dwarf bush basil, which will actually grow for a long time. It's great for salads and actually for chicken dishes and fish dishes. And then there's a variety called basil Summerlong, and that will actually grow all summer, and it flowers much more slowly than your standard basil. I prepared a couple of seed cells with starter mix in it, and I wanted to go over real quick. When you fill your cells up with starter mix, make sure you pre-moisten the starter mix because it typically comes dry. You don't want to use dry seed starting mix. After you fill it once, press your thumbs into it to really make sure you push the starting mix down to the bottom because you're going to water from the bottom. Once you have it press down, refill it, and then that's where you're going to plant. I also order basil online. You can get a packet like this for a couple of dollars. Now when you plant basil in your starter cells, don't just put 1 or 2 seeds in. I counted some of the basil I already started that I'll show you in a second, probably 12 to 15 seeds. Just drop them in. And the reason you do that is basil is a warm weather herb. It grows really quickly. If you keep it in loose soil and you water it, it doesn't matter if it's packed together or not. It'll just grow. Some things like plants like sage, you want to just use 1 seed because the plant gets so big. But definitely for these fast growing herbs, you can overplant the cells. Once you drop the seeds on top, just take a stick, I use popsicle sticks, roll it over for about 1/4 inch. Make sure you mix the seeds in with the starter mix, and you do all of them. And once you do all the cells, you just gently press it back down, make sure the seeds contact the starter mix. I use a popsicle stick, break it, label it, put it in. You stack it into your flat, and in 14 days you'll end up with a whole flat full of basil. This was started on April 10th, today's the 24th. These are all the varieties that I showed you. You can see it grows really well. All you got to do is make sure you keep it moist. The basil will keep growing in here until you're ready to transplant. When you're ready to transplant, basically I use styrofoam cups. Just label it, poke a hole in the bottom because you're still going to water you're still going to water from the bottom. When you pull a plug out, gently break it. And you're going to plant 1/2. I don't have any potting mix, but fill the cup with potting mix, poke a hole in it, just gently put the basil into the hole, fill it around, press it in. Your basil's ready to go. You can either keep it in your flats if it's still cold outside, leave it by a window, bottom water, or if it's ready to go outside, take it outside for another 10 days, let the roots establish inside the cup. And when you can see the roots coming out the bottom, it's ready to go into the ground. And you can also see with these guys that the roots are starting to come out. So these have to be put into cups over the next couple of days. If you found this video helpful, please check out my blog at www.therustedgarden.blogspot.com. Thanks.